Great. So, yeah, can you make me the presenter also? Okay, first of all, before starting any screen sharing or before starting any session, let's have a quick, you know, discussion. How many of you are already familiar with the Python or any other programming language? How many of you knows programming language? How many of you knows coding basically? Write in the chat box. Yes or no, both can work. If you don't know anything, you can write that. If you know any programming language, you can write about that. And Naila knows. Great. Others, how many of you have exposure to some types of programming or coding stuff? Am I not audible, guys? If you don't have any exposure, just write a no so that I must know how much you know about things. Okay, Yashraj, no exposure. Beginner level, basics, no exposure. Basics. So overall basics or beginner level exposure or no exposure. Okay. I got an idea. So what was my plan for today's session was I will show you a complete application that is built using Python only. Okay. I'll show you a production forecasting application with some of the generative AI twist. Okay. Do you guys know generative AI? Do you guys know LLMs? Chat GPT? I hope you guys know ChatGPT, right? All many of you will be using ChatGPT for solving your assignments or doing some research works. So these ChatGPT models are basically generative models. These generate texts. There are other type of generative models also that generate images like diffusion models and stuff. Okay. So what I wanted to show you guys was this particular application. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. And guys, please let's have a interactive session. Okay, so let's try to make this session as much and interactive as possible. So I'm expecting a lot of answers from you guys, a lot of questions from you guys. Okay, is my voice low? Swagat, can you confirm me?
All good, sir.
Yashraj, maybe please check your system volume or something. Okay. So, here you see this particular black window. This is known as IDE. Okay. Inside this, basically, we communicate with our machines or with our computers. Basically, we write the code in this type of softwares. These are known as IDEs. Okay. Here you can write any type of code. This is the Python one that you can see. Main.py is representing Python file. Okay. You can also write your code in Node.js. You can also write the code in C++. Basically, you need to install that particular programming language in your local system to execute the code. Okay. So currently in my system, Python is installed and I'm writing the code in Python because this session is for Python itself. Okay. So this particular code, okay, this particular project, this is not a code, this is a complete project. This is a project related to production forecasting. Okay. And as I said, there is a spice, little bit or twist of generative AI in this particular project. Okay. So we have product production data from Wallfield. Do you guys know Wallfield? How many of you know Wallfield? Naila knows. Yeah, Naila.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What about others? Do you have idea about Wallfield? Oh, very quite class. Okay. So oil field is basically was basically an oil field that was present in the Norwegian area. Okay. It went on production from 2000, I guess 2011 to 2017 or something. It was producing oil. And they open sourced, basically oilfield open sourced all of their data, reservoir data, production data, as well as seismic data, so that students or working professional can use them and create some application, do some experimentation, do some learnings. Okay, so we are going to use that particular production data of Wallfield. This is our production data. It is having a about it is having the features. Basically, it is having the columns of your downhole pressure, downhole temperature, your flowing time, basically out of 24 hours, how much time the well was producing, differential pressure in tubing, annulus pressure, choke size, all those things, all those production parameters we have. Okay, and by using this particular data, we'll try to look forward into future. We will try to forecast our production. Now for doing this type of thing, looking into future, okay, your AI/ML comes into picture, artificial intelligence or machine learning. Here, machine learning will be more specific term that can be used. Okay, so your machine learning comes into picture. Machine learning is actually nothing. It's just a lot of statisticals and mathematical functions learning all together to give you some desired results. Okay, and these machine learning algorithms basically makes you what, a fortune teller. You can look into future. Okay, you can solve certain use cases where you don't know the exact physics behind those particular processes. Okay, so this one is forecasting problem. So here we'll be looking into future. So what we are going to do, we are going to show our statistical model this historical data, and the statistical model will try to understand the relationship between different columns or different features, as well as the relationship with the time, that okay, how oil production is varying with the time, how it's decreasing, right? When we produce oil from a well, with the time there will be a decline rate. You have, I hope you guys have studied exponential decline rate and all those particular things. Okay, DCF, decline curve analysis. So your statistical model will also try to understand that particular decline rate or that particular relationship. Okay. So that is what we are going to do here. Now for doing the machine learning or for doing the AI, you need to communicate with the computer. You need to communicate with the machine. Okay. So now for doing that, your Python is the most favorable language that people, learn or that people likes, because a lot of community support is there and a lot of libraries or already present functions are there that you can use. Okay. That's why Python is necessary. You cannot you not only can build softwares or products out of Python, you can also train your machine learning or AI models using Python, because it has a great it has a sorry, it has a great support for AI ML basically. That's why it is the most used language in today's time. Okay. So yeah, coming back to our project. So here, this is our project. I have written all the code basically in one particular file. And generally for a software, there are two things. One is your front end, one is your back end. Back end basically have all the logics that are kind of, working from the behind the scenes of a particular thing. Okay, and front end is basically your UI, your user interference, where basically your user interact with the application. That is your UI or front end. Okay, so now for creating a UI, we have used one of the library from Python known as Streamlit, and backend is based out of your TensorFlow library that is used for training your neural networks or your machine learning algorithms. Okay, and yes, all those things are happening, as you guys don't know the programming that much, so we are not going inside the code of the different things. Okay, I'm just showing you that this type of code is written. This is basically a file having around 1200 lines of code. Okay, And output of this particular file, when we run this particular file, the output of our file looks like this. So this is our complete front end. Okay. So we have created a software, you can say software or you can say dashboard also, which can help us for doing the oil production forecasting. Okay. And as I said, there is generative AI also that I'll also show you. So it's showing you a clean dashboard in which on your left hand side have some options. These are basically your machine learning options related to your model. And on the right hand side, it's saying us to upload a production data CSV, and your data should be present in this particular format. If you have some other data also, you can kind of tweak your code from the backend, and that will also work. So now let's upload our CSV file for this oilfield production that we have. So once the CSV is uploaded, you are able to see some of the plots were shown on the screen. So it's doing a quick data exploration. Okay. Or generally in technical terms, it's known as EDA, exploratory data analysis, where we try to understand the data that we got for the first time. Okay, so here it's showing some of the plot. One of the plot is for your history oil production, how your oil production is reducing with time. You'll be able to see a decline curve, right? And this is an interactive plot. You can zoom in and zoom out also if you want to a particular area. Okay, you can look into that. So all these things are done by the Python in the backend itself. It's showing total records for total how many of days do we have the production data for. Out of these 2,914, 2,549 were the production days. Other days it was shut in when production was zero. And what was the average production? 1,515 barrel per day. Okay. And then there is a feature correlation matrix also that basically tells which feature is correlated or related with other feature. For example, your bore oil volume is correlated with your average downhole pressure. It's very less correlated with your wellhead pressure and water injection. Okay. So this you will know once you get deeper into data science. Okay. And then comes our training part where we can train our model for looking into future. So all these parameters are for that, forecasting thing. Basically, look back windows. Okay, let's not discuss it again. As I said here, it's quite big topic, but you can understand. Look back window is basically your model will try to understand by looking into the past of the data. So this window will define that particular past days, that okay, how many past days you want to look for a particular relationship. Okay, so I'm currently setting it at 7. Forecast days, basically how much into future you want to forecast. I'm reducing this one also because currently there is a little bit of a computation crunch on my end. I don't have a GPU. Okay. And then there is training epochs, basically how many times you want to show the data to your model. Let's keep it at 10. Learning rate, again, one of the hyperparameter for your neural networks, and LSTM units. These are basically neurons of your neural network. For example, your brain has neurons. AI also have neurons. So these are that particular things. If you have very good computation, you can keep it at 200 also. Currently, we are keeping it at 10. And you can select the features also if you want. Currently, it's a univariate, so let's use all of them. And after clicking this button, your training of the model will start. Okay. It will take a couple of minutes to run the training. Let's wait for some minutes. So basically the idea here is to show that what type of things you can do, okay, using Python. I didn't want to directly jump into the PPT and all those stuff. At least you must know, right? You must see that okay, these type of applications can be built. For example, there are some other applications also present on my GitHub account. I can show you those application meantime this is running. Okay, so one of the application was Drill GPT. Okay, basically this is a tool that can create a daily drilling reports for the drilling engineers that are present in the field by taking all the parameters, drilling parameters from the readings out of the field. It will generate a drilling report to you. Okay, and a quick demo of this one, I guess a video is present, I can quickly show, and this type of drilling report will be created, running parameters, recommendation, what can be done, what will be the next things. And yes, here is a quick video, you guys can see the quick video also. Okay, so yeah, this your application is running and it doesn't have any front end, so all the things run in your terminal, basically black terminal itself. I didn't created the front end. And yeah, this thing is running. For this, you need to have your daily drilling data with you, the streaming data, okay? And once it is completed, this type of report will be generated, in which it will have the complete information about all the parameters that it has faced throughout the day, and it will give some of the recommendation that how you can improve your drilling practices, or what need to be done, or what need to be taken care. If there are some by looking on the parameters, if there are some anomalies or some things are present. And this type of drilling report can be created by your drilling engineer, and here they can just write the date, location, and all those things. Okay, so yeah, this again, an example of generative AI application in oil and gas industry. So these type of things you can do if you know Python or any programming language. So now our model is trained. Our model is trained and the result is here. It's showing basically these are the parameters to understand how good your model is. As training epochs were very less, learning rate was fine. The model was not that much good. I knew it already. And you can see this is your forecasted oil production for the next 10 days of your model. And this is basically your history matching plot, basically showing that what actual data was and what your model predicted the production will be. Okay. Average forecast for the next 10 days, it has shown is 422 barrels per day. Okay. Other plot to understand the performance of your model. And this is your complete history matching and the forecasting plot. You can see the yellow one are your original data points, blue one are your predicted. So yeah, it was able to capture the curve, but it was not able to capture the magnitude. That it can do if we increase the training box. Okay. And now comes your AI engineering, AI petroleum engineering consultant. Basically, here you can use your generative AI to do certain things on this particular application itself. Okay. You can do many analysis. You can do a complete comprehensive analysis, as well as you can do the operational optimization analysis. Basically, what immediate actions should the production engineer can take to improve the oil production. Okay. What are the risks associated with the current production strategy? So all those things you can do. Okay. And for that, OpenAI API key will be required. OpenAI basically is the company which has created your chat GPT. And we can also run those models. GPT is the model, chat GPT is the name of the application, and GPT is the model. And you can run those particular models and create your own applications that will be powered by those particular models. The only thing that you require is the API key. API key is basically how API key is basically used as a key through which you can access your GPT models. and how much you are going to access, you will be charged for that particular usage. Okay, because OpenAI GPT models are not open source models, these are closed source models. So if we use their model, they are going to charge us. Okay, if we use their model in our application, they are going to charge us. So API key is required for that. You can create that by going to the OpenAI's website. And yes, after that we can do the analysis, any analysis that we want. Let's go with the risk assessment. Let's do the AI analysis. It will take a couple of seconds to pass our complete data to the LLM model with the prompt, and then we'll receive an output from the LLM model that will give us further instruction that what we can do. Okay, as well as you can also download the forecast data also that your model has forecasted, validate it with the other software or to do anything that you want to do. Okay, so this was the complete application, and here comes our risk assessment, mitigation and strategies. So it is basically telling us about different risks for production. There is medium risk. What is the impact assessment? Equipment failure could result in production loss. What are the mitigation strategies? All those things for forecasting, also for economic, technical risk, all those things are present. Okay, this is your risk assessment. If you want to do the operational optimization, basically if you want to know the exact production parameters, for example, at what pressure should you maintain in the tubing to kind of increase your production, or anything, what water injection rate should you maintain to get a good output from the well, all those can give you. Okay, so it's going. Meanwhile, guys, any questions, any doubts, any queries, anything you want to ask? Let's keep this session as an interactive session, guys. So any questions, anything you want to say, any comments on this application or anything? For example, here currently it's has shown the operational optimization recommendations. What immediate actions can we take? We can increase the choke setting by 10% for the next 7 days. It will increase 5 to 10% in daily oil production. We can increase the water injection rate also. We can implement a cyclical water injection schedule for 30 days. All those recommendation it is giving us. Okay, and this recommendation are generated by Dr. Sarah Chen. That is basically a GPT-4 model. And yeah, time and all those things are given. Okay, so this was your application. Okay, and the complete application, front end, back end, all the things are generated or created by a Python file only. Okay, now you guys don't have any doubts or anything? If you don't have, then I will go with the flow. I will not ask even. I will not even ask. Yeah, Iqbal, go on.
Sir, how do you transform the data actually? Since all data has many voids and many other, like if someday injection or production doesn't happen, then it comes zero, right? How do
Yeah.
you do that?
So basically, there is this particular step known as EDA, exploratory data analysis, that is done in every starting part of your data science or data analytics project, where basically we clean the data so that our data is good to go for the next steps. So that EDA is already done on the data, and we clean the data, we fill the missing values, we handle the zeros, we handle the negative values or all those things. And yeah, that's how it is handled. Vedant is asking in the chat box, sir, so if the predicted output is very different from the actual output, is the model trained again on different data set, or do we increase the volume? Model is trained, you can change the model also, or you can do some strategical change in the data preparation also. If you have a high error, right? Because your machine learning, data science, this particular field is completely exploration field or R&D field, research and development field. Real world, we actually train around 100 of models. before getting to the perfect model. And all those models are of different configuration. Same model can be trained on different data sets, basically different versions of data sets. Different models can be trained on same data set. A lot of things goes on. A lot of experimentation goes on till we get to the best model. Okay. So a complete data science. What do you mean by configuration? Configuration basically means your models also have certain parameters, and those are known as hyperparameters. Okay, you can imagine those particular hyperparameters as the knobs of the model. Okay, so we set those particular hyperparameters. Again, I'll not go into depth. Just try to understand that these hyperparameters are related to some of the statistical and mathematical properties of your machine learning or deep learning models. For example, here a hyperparameter, one of the hyperparameter was this learning rate. You can set this learning rate as much as you want, as less you want. Okay. And what is the role of this learning rate? That is a completely different topic. But yeah, this is one of your hyperparameter. Your LSTM units is also one of your hyperparameter. Training epochs is also one of your hyperparameter, and these things are also. So these type of hyperparameters will be present for different models, and different hyperparameters can also be there. And this is basically configuration. This is known as configuration of the model. For simple language, I have said configuration, but technically it's known as hyperparameters. Okay, good question. Great. Yes, any other questions, any other queries before we move to our slide, where basically I'll tell you some of the numbers and tell you stuff. Why should you know Python or AI/ML? Okay, now let's coming on to the slide thing. Actually, I don't like slide and PPTs a lot. Okay, but yeah, I have created one PPT for you guys here. So basically, why should we learn Python or programming language or these AI/ML itself? We are petroleum engineers. Why should we learn it? Now, one line answer for this particular question is that no matter if you are a petroleum engineer, no matter if you are a mechanical engineer, no matter if you are an aerospace engineer, after 5 to 6 years, everyone should know how to use AI. Okay, you guys yourself knows the speed at which your AI is booming. All the engineers, not only engineers, at least engineers, I'm saying, because we are the technical guys. Okay, at least engineers should know how AI/ML works, how you can solve any use case if there is no conventional method by using AI/ML, how you can solve a use case. Okay, if you want to be a good engineer, this particular tool set, and this is a tool set only, this technology is a tool set only. Okay, it's not a different field, it's a tool set that is used to solve the problems across various fields. Okay, for example, production forecasting is a problem from oil and gas industry, and it can be solved using AI/ML as a tool. So AI/ML is a tool, not a complete industry. Obviously, it's an industry also, but yeah, all of the people, all of the technical people at least, need to learn AI/ML in the next 5 to 6 years, and you are going to see yourself. Okay, that's fine. And other reasons are, as data volume is increasing in all the industries, in oil and gas industry is also increasing. So we can use this particular data volume to solve some of the application. For example, shale gas or shale oil. Okay, for your sandstone reservoirs, we have Darcy law. We know how the oil flow through the porous media. Have you guys studied that particular chapter, fluid flow through porous media? Darcy law, how many of you knows Darcy law? Yeah, Dilip.
Okay.
Dilip, are you saying something? How many of you knows Darcy law? Petroleum engineers, how many of you knows Darcy law? You guys are from which year? Are you from first year, second year, third year, or which year? Second year, all of you. Second year, I guess there is reservoir engineering is not present as a subject, right? Third year, you are going to know.
Sir, it is a mixed group of second year, third year, as well as final year students.
Okay, so how many of you knows Darcy Law? I
I think
didn't even
most of
get.
them know that zero.
So are most of the people not listening to the lecture or something? Not getting any response from you guys. Okay, basically, if you don't want to listen, that is also fine. Let me just complete my slides then. Okay, I'll give back your time. So yeah, for the systems like for your what we were talking about, yeah, shale oil, we didn't know have any physics. We do not know any physics behind this particular fluid flow. So for solving the problems related to shale oil, for solving the flow problems related to shale oil, we can use machine learning models there. Okay, if we have enough data for a particular field. Okay, and yes, we have a lot of data set from a different from different processes throughout the complete life cycle, so we can use them for developing our unconventional resources. And there are a lot of applications of data science in oil and gas industry. A lot of things can be solved, be it predictive maintenance, be it your drilling forecasting, basically drilling trajectory forecasting. On seismic data also we can do certain things. Okay, we can do reservoir fluid properties estimation also. We can do artificial lift selection also. EOR screening we can also do. Production forecasting. A lot of applications are there. Okay, and I have a complete slide for different application across different domains itself, be it upstream, midstream, or downstream. Okay, but it seems like you guys are not that much interested, so we'll not about talk about that. Okay. And regarding the career opportunities, basically this was my main slide for you, so that if you get some motivation, that will be good. So your AI ML sector in oil and gas industry was valued on $2.5 billion in 2024, and by 2030 it is estimated that it will grow up till $6.4 billion. Okay, a lot of companies are investing in AI ML, be it Saudi Aramco, Halliburton, Schlumberger, ExxonMobil, all of them are investing in AI ML sector to improvise their processes. Okay, and I have also gathered information about the salaries for AI ML engineers in oil and gas industry. It may range from 80,000 USDs to 1,60,000 USDs annually for mid-level roles. Okay, and you guys can go on to this particular link for studying more on this particular case study. And for senior data scientists, basically after 5 6 years, they can go till 2 lakh rupees also, 2 lakh USD, not rupees, 2 lakh USDs annually also, depending on the region and expertise, especially in your North America and Middle East. Okay, and these are basically summary of machine learning algorithms. There are different things. There are supervised learning algorithms. Then there is classification, regression, and time series forecasting. Basically, these are the different types of models that you can train depending on your use case. Now, how to learn or how to get started in this particular field. So your first step is learn a tool. It can be Python, it can be MATLAB, anything. For our case, it is Python. Okay. I'll recommend Python because it's the most used programming language. A lot of community support is there. A lot of material is out there to learn. Okay. Then pick a topic of your choice or pick up a textbook. I picked up LP Dig when I was learning it back 6 years back. Okay. Then try to solve a particular question out of that particular textbook using Python. Okay. So it will create your confidence in using Python or with the syntaxes of Python. Okay. And it will make you Pythonic guy. You will become a Pythonic guy or Pythonic girl. You will have good understanding about the syntax of the Python. You will be able to write good clean code. Implement all these particular things using Python. You can pick up any problem. For example, you can pick up material balance equation. You can pick up well test analysis from drilling. Also, you can pick up anything from production. Also, you can pick IPRs, those things. Okay. Once this thing is done, you'll be able to use Python perfectly. Now go back and start learning machine learning algorithms. Go back and start learning statistics, machine learning algorithms, so that you will be able to become a machine learning engineer. Okay. And yes, after that, you can pick up any data set and you can try to solve a problem statement, think of a problem statement. You can look out for a problem statement from the research papers that other people has published in oil and gas industry using machine learning. Okay. Try to recreate those particular results yourself using these tools. And yeah, you'll become an oil and gas data scientist. Okay. And yes, that's all from my side. Any questions, any doubts you can ask? Any questions, any queries, any doubts? And if you want to learn it, then you're this Advantage Learning people are also introducing the course itself, AI and ML in oil and gas industry. So different modules will be covered for that. Python for data science, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, generative AI, and a lot of projects related to these different domains will be covered, as well as post completion career spot will also be there. These guys will help you to create your CV, resume, brush it up, and they will also organize some mock interviews and placement support will be provided.
So how to apply for it?
Reach out to Advantage team.
Okay, sir.
Swagat is going to add more on that particular thing. Okay. So my side was this particular technical side. Now, any questions, any query, guys? Any queries, any questions? Certificate alone will not help anyone. Skills help. Certificates don't help. Vedant. It's not only analyzing the data, Yashraj, you can create your complete application itself. That I showed, that is for you to learn. For example, I'll show you an example from my old learning days because I had a code available with me from those days. So for example, material balance we can take up. Okay. So I was practicing Python. So I take up one problem statement of material balance from your LP textbook and tried to solve it. And once it is solved, then it came into mind that we can create a material balance software itself, right? In which some of the data related to that particular field can be given and it will generate all the curves related to material balance. So it's not only used for analyzing the data. Python is used for creating the complete software, but you need to start from a beginner level point, right? You are not going to build a software in the initial days. So in the initial days, pick up a already present Yeah, you can take up with diffusivity equation also. Try to solve the diffusivity equation. Try to do well test analysis. That can be also be done. Okay, so this was one of the example from my learning days. So I created this type of plot for material balance problem statement. I took the data from the textbook and yeah, solved the different things, exponential
So we
terms.
just need to input the data, right? That's it, and then we can plot
No,
the graph. Is it like
you
so?
need to, first of all, you need to learn the syntax of Python, okay? And after that, you need to write or you need to write the complete logic. You just need not to put the data. By putting the data, it will not do anything. Basically, you will guide the computer what it's need to done. So complete algorithm you need to write. For example, here I have written that take the inputs from the user about your water saturation, compressibility of water formation, and bubble point pressure. Then I provided the historical data of reservoir pressure, number of producing well, BONP, all those things. Then a data frame is created. Then I find out the exponential of not exponential, expansion terms, different expansion terms of your material balance, your EO, EFW, F, all those things. Okay. Then I created a final material balance. Then I also fitted a linear regression model here. And finally, I got a curve like this.
So every time the sequence will differ or it will remain the same.
For material balance, it will remain same. You can create a application itself out of it. But for different problem statement, the algorithm will be different, right? If you have if you have one question from material balance, you are going to write your answer in a different way. You are going to solve that particular question in a different way. And if you have some other question from IPR, Google IPR, you are going to use a different way, right?
So are
Topic
there any pre-models made for us for as a student,
query models has in
like pre-algorithm? They have written the algorithm
machine
from
learning
some given
algorithms
set.
are already been models are already been present there.
Hmm.
Okay, but logic you need to write. Vedant important libraries are like if you are starting the programming journey, first of all start with first of all start with Python itself. Get very confident in Python. Then learn your libraries like NumPy and Pandas for data manipulation, Matplotlib and Seaborn for your data visualization, sklearn for your machine learning, PyTorch and TensorFlow for your neural networks or deep learning, for generative AI, LangChain. These are some of the libraries that are used. But again, depending on your use case, a lot of libraries are present out there. You can use them. Okay. So at least 3 to 4 people. Yeah, Dilip, go on.
So how do you manage your work with reservoir engineer? Like, do you coordinate between him, or you work on your part alone and then you give the output to him?
If I'm solving a use case for oil and gas industry, I'm a petroleum engineer, so I know the things related to oil and gas industry. But yeah, at some points, if I require the input from the reservoir engineering team, they can provide me. Need
And so
to
the datas are in only Excel, or they give you some
no,
random
not
data?
only in Excel, it can be in any random format. So there is this data engineering team also that kind of create the data pipeline for you guys, for AI engineers, ML engineers, or all of them. That will create data pipeline from which we will be getting the data.
Some more examples, like from where I will get the data, like in which format.
Format can be anything, right? For example, if we have a tabular format, most of the times our data is present in DB, in SQL DB and non-SQL DB, okay? So we need to pull the data from that particular type of situation. If we are having a streaming data, some middle software will be required for doing the streaming, right? For example, Apache Kafka or some other thing. So we need to pull the data from there. So it's not like this simple that we'll get an Excel file or CSV file and yeah, life is easy. No, life is not easy. Need to create a complete pipeline itself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
So,
let me
so will this be just a course, like a video format course, or will we have
it
live
will be live
sessions or?
classes. Live classes. It will be live classes and for video format if you want, just give me a second. Just a second.
Or so sometimes we can't grasp all of the things like in one session. We don't have the background of software engineering. That's why.
Yeah. Just a second. Just give me a second. Update it. Yeah, you're not a software engineer. That's why if you see the format, the code starts with the very basic Python. The first day will be very simple how to install different things. How to install basically how to install Python. First session will be on that only. How can you can start to use Python. Okay, and multiple sessions will be there. It will not be one session. I guess this course will be for 5 6 months. I guess I don't know exact timeline, but yeah. And if you want the video formats itself, that is also present on my YouTube channel. Actually, I also run a YouTube channel, Petroleum from Scratch. You guys know? I don't know
I
if you
think
know.
I've subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So there also we have uploaded
The previous
many
image that you
videos.
displayed, I was just recollecting like where I have seen this image, the whole process of being a data
Yeah. That is
analyst.
out there. Yes. So here also there are different playlist that you can see for Python. Starting Python, it is there. Mathematics is there. Oil and gas, machine learning projects are there. These are the latest one. I uploaded 1 2 months back. Then how to develop application using Streamlit, data size discussion, all those things. Okay. But if you want to attend live course, live sessions, everything started from scratch, then that course will be helpful for you. Again, it completely depends on you. Okay. But forcing anything. I have shared the link to this channel if you want to explore. And also on my GitHub itself, you can find many projects. You can go out, check out the repositories, sharing it out the chat box. Okay, and from here itself, in my GitHub README itself, you will be able to find out the link to the Petroleum from Scratch channel, as well as my LinkedIn profile if you want to connect on LinkedIn, if you want to ask some question, anything in future, not only related to AI or ML, in general also related to life or anything. If you want to discuss, if you feel low, you can reach out to me.
For sure, sir.
Yeah. Yes, anything else? Any questions? Actually, I guess there are some questions there. Sir, is Spark and Cloud also suggested? Vedant is asking. Not actually, Vedant. Just start with Python, learn machine learning, deep learning if you want to go in AI ML field. Okay. Or if you want to go in software development, just learn Python or Node.js, all those stuff. Spark and Cloud can come into later phases of your career. For the starting itself, don't get diverted. Whatever you are doing, be perfect in that. After then, move to these things. Once you get a job, after that also you can learn Spark and all those things. And other question is from Hari Krishna. This is what we do in Google Colab. Yes, Google Colab is also Python ID. It is Jupyter Notebooks, where we take data or algorithm from MATLAB, link them, opt for graphical data. That's what we are currently doing now. We are starting to cope with the library syntax and much more. So should we stick to it and analysis of such data? Yes, go on. If it is working for you, go on. Stick to that. Whatever process is working for you, stick to that. Okay. Any other questions, any other doubts, any other queries? So Yashraj, Vedant, Hari Krishnan, and Dilip. One more guy, Paul. At least 4 guys were listening to the content. That is a good thing. Great. Okay, guys, if you don't have any other questions or queries, we can conclude the session then. Swagat, are you present there? If you want to add anything, you can add.
No, sir. That's all for today. Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you, all participants, to join.
Thank you,
If you have any
guys.
query, please let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Take care. Happy learning.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.